Ever since the Center for Reproductive Health abruptly closed back in April, we have been committed to following the fallout. When the fertility clinic shut down, some patients were in the middle of their fertility treatments, while hundreds of others suddenly had no access to their frozen eggs and embryos. It's just been heartbreaking to hear these women's stories. But what you may not realize, just how much it is costing to get everything sorted out and who exactly is paying for it. Investigative reporter Jennifer Krause explains.
No matter how you count it, $1,650,000 is a lot of money. And now the state of Tennessee has agreed to pay out that money, but it's not going to patients of the Center for Reproductive Health, who gave the clinic tens of thousands of dollars.
I myself have spent an outrageous amount, if I'm being honest, over $50,000 just for myself.
Know that more than $1.5 million of state money has been set aside to pay the company and lawyers brought in by the Tennessee Attorney General's office to wind things down at the Nashville Fertility Clinic.
I'm speechless. It's astounding.
But what's really astounding is just how much that costs. Court records show the receiver, Jeremiah Foster, and his assistants charged upwards of $400 to over $500 an hour, while the team of attorneys he's hired to advise him get between $600 and $700 an hour. Rates former patients call,
I mean, that's outrageous.
well, outrageous. The receiver was hired to figure out what to do with what was left of the clinic after it suddenly closed in April, including all the patients' medical records and more than 1,000 frozen eggs and embryos stored in large tanks that were left in the facility. Insiders say closing down an IVF clinic is a complicated and delicate process, and it's not cheap. After just the first 5 days of work on the case, the receiver's bill was $51,000, while his attorney's fees totaled another $25,000. So we're talking more than $75,000 for 5 days' work.
Yeah, and I just think it's a shame that there's, everyone's saying there's no money for the patients.
Attorney Tricia Hirschfeld represents two former clinic patients who do not wish to be identified. They had hoped to sue the clinic and its medical director, Dr. Jaime Vasquez, but learned during a recent court hearing that the former fertility clinic has no money.
We have no reason to think that there's going to be assets available for distribution to claimants.
That means there's nothing for patients who in some cases never got the fertility treatments they'd paid for, and nothing to cover the costs of winding the business down. And that's where the state comes in. The Tennessee Attorney General's office had originally agreed to pay up to $150,000 to the receiver and his team. But as the case has dragged on, those bills have only grown and grown. Remember that $75,000 bill from the receiver and his attorneys? That was just for April. In May, it was more than $324,000. June, more than $250,000. And July, another $140,000. Altogether, nearly $800,000. And that was just through the end of July. Bills still have not been submitted for August or September yet, and the work is nowhere close to being done. We're approaching $1 million between all of the different attorneys involved in this. Former patients like Sarah Davis can't believe the state is going to be stuck paying all these bills.
It seems absolutely ridiculous.
And patient attorney Tricia Hirschfeld agrees.
I don't think it ever should have happened in the first place. I think, the doctor and the clinic should have been a lot more responsible in the way things were handled, so nobody was put in this position.
Now, it's important to note that the state is covering a lot of other expenses as well, including the cost to transfer all the embryos to a new fertility clinic and store them there at no charge to patients for the next 6 months. Also, storing patients' medical records for the next 10 years. The receiver also had to hire specialists to keep the tanks that were holding all the embryos frozen and going until they could be transferred to a new clinic. There was also rent, which the clinic hadn't paid in months.
So how have all of these bills been paid since the clinic closed?
Well, actually, the receiver told me that he has actually paid many of them out of his own pocket and says he and his legal team have not yet been paid for most of the work that they've been doing on this case so far. The AG's office will be in court tomorrow asking the judge to approve this $1.6 million to cover all of these expenses.
Patients are frustrated. I mean, it just is a big mess.
Yeah.
You know?
They're frustrated about the money, but here's the thing, is the AG's office tells me that this money cannot be used to pay out or cover any of the damages of individual consumers. But they hope, that's the AG's office is hoping that this money that they are spending will help the former patients of this clinic move past what they call is a very challenging and distressing part of their lives.
To say the least, at the end of the day, I would imagine most of these women, what they really want is a baby. And that's what's being lost here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jen, thank you. We know this is not the end and you will stay on top of it. We appreciate it.